good evening. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is Blueprint Explosive Exclusive and I'm Heena Gambhir. Viewers, on one hand, preparations are underway at Nehru Indoor Stadium for a grand oath-taking ceremony tomorrow morning for TVK Chief Vijay. On the other hand, a new twist has now emerged. The swearing-in ceremony is unlikely tomorrow. Yes, it may not happen. Sources in the Lok Bhavan have suggested that the governor is not convinced with the number shared by TVK chief, as Vijay still does not have enough to cross the majority mark. He needs 118 MLAs. Congress party with 5 MLAs today expressed support, but that's not going to be enough for Vijay to reach that majority mark, because that only makes it 113. So let's explain to you the maths here, the number game that is extremely important for us to understand the entire story. So if you look at TVK on its own managed to get 108 seats. The total strength of the assembly is 234, majority mark is 118. Congress party has got 5 MLAs. In total, it makes it 113. So right now, Congress has expressed support to TVK. TVK officially hasn't said anything on record about it. So this is not enough. This support, viewers, is not enough. So what happens next? Next, we are looking at other political parties, smaller political parties and potential allies of TVK. For example, CPI. Let's move on to the next page. So here you have it. CPIM, 2 MLAs, CPI, 2 MLAs, VCK, 2 MLAs. Now, according to reports, these 3 political parties, in fact, are currently being considered by Vijay's TVK. Reportedly, requests have been sent to all these 3 political parties for support to Vijay's TVK. They have not responded yet. Then you've got PMK, which is another option. It's got 4 MLAs in its kitty. And if all of them come together along with the Congress party, only then we will be able to see TVK crossing that majority mark of 118 and moving to 123. And this is when things will get comfortable for TVK. But right now, Vijay does not have it. Let me straight away go across to my colleague Shamit, who is joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Shamit, a new twist has now emerged in this entire story. You've been tracking details from the Nehru Indoor Stadium, where preparations are underway for a grand ceremony with at least 5,000 guests. And now you're telling us that the governor is not satisfied. The governor has given a deadline till tonight, and TVK is holding talks with potential political parties, potential allies. TVK, you're saying, is confident that the ceremony will happen tomorrow. The question is, why? Which are these political parties that are keen to support Vijay by tonight?
See, one thing is very much clear, Heena, that, TVK is getting the support from the MLAs, not yet officially from the parties. So, already Congress has officially come out and extended full support to the unconditional support to the, to the TVK. So, there was only this one condition that they shouldn't go with the BJP. And when it comes to the other parties, they have also written to the VCK, CPI, CPM, and yesterday itself, when, VCK chief spoke to us exclusively, stated that once the TVK formally asks us, then we will think about it. We will, conduct the meeting and we will take the decision. So by tonight itself, because all the arrangements have been made, top guests have been invited, including Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge. So TVK chief and TVK, they are confident. Still arrangements are going on back at the Nehru Stadium. So, they didn't stop the arrangements, and they are confident that tomorrow itself the vote taking will happen. But governor is not satisfied with the numbers, because yesterday also a letter was sent. Governor was not satisfied. Today also Vijay met. Again, governor is not satisfied. He is waiting for the numbers to be proven. But he can also prove the numbers, magical figure, in the legislative flow.
Right. Interesting. This entire blockbuster has turned into a cliffhanger. There is now uncertainty that we are seeing as far as swearing-in ceremony is concerned, whether it's going to happen tomorrow or not. Thank you, Shamit, for your inputs on the story. Amid all of this, viewers, there is another factor, the AIADMK factor, which managed to get 47 seats this time in the elections. There are internal differences in the party that have surfaced. Sources have suggested that AIADMK faction, that is led by Rajya Sabha MP CV Shanmugam, has the support of around 30 MLAs who want to support TVK. Now, this is increasing pressure on EPS to take a call. And before I go across to my colleague Dharini to tell you about the AIADMK factor and their strategy and how AIADMK can play a big role, let's tell you how the numbers look at this point in time. So, TVK has 108, AIADMK has 47. AIADMK, led by EPS, is not fully supporting TVK, but there is a faction in the AIADMK led by CV Shanmugan who is supporting the TVK. They want to merge with TVK. But what happens? Now, if they want to merge and avoid the anti-defection law, if they don't want to be disqualified, the MLAs, then they will need the two-third majority mark. Then TVK will be able to secure majority in the assembly. That will happen only if 32 AIADMK MLAs decide to join TVK. Whether that will happen or not remains to be seen. Let's now go across to my colleague Dharini, who is joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Dharini, now we were trying to explain to our viewers several scenarios, but I want to understand from you what is happening in the AIADMK camp. You told us earlier that Edappadi Palaniswamy is now meeting leaders at his residence and he'll be taking a final call on support to TVK. Do you think there is a lot of pressure on him to support the TVK, given how the situation is right now?
Well, we are in fact reporting from in front of AIADMK General Secretary Edappadi Palaniswamy's residence here in the Greenways Road, and many of the MLAs, including SP Velamani, CV Shanmugam, Karupannan, etc., Thangamani, etc., they've got inside to hold a meeting with Edappadi Palaniswamy. And the AIADMK at the moment is vertically split. One faction, they want to have an alliance with Vijay's TVK, and the other faction doesn't want to have an alliance with Vijay's TVK. But majority of them seem to be siding towards Mr. Vijay because at the moment, the AIADMK will not even be able to be primary opposition party in Tamil Nadu, because DMK will be the primary opposition party, and the AIADMK's role has been further reduced from what it was in 2021 to 26. So to maintain its political relevance, it is important to be part of the government, to be part of a cabinet is what a majority of the MLAs are feeling. Right. And that is why they are adamant on having an alliance with Vijay's Tamilnaga Vetri Kalagam. On the other hand, EPS says it is not possible, he doesn't want it to happen. So there is a vertical split, and there are attempts by the MLAs here to convince
the AIADMK. But Dharini, very quickly, is TVK keen to accept AIADMK's support?
Well, Vijay has time and again called the BJP as his ideological enemy. So at the moment, the AIADMK is in alliance with the Bharatiya Janata Party. In case if the AIADMK is ready to break its ties with BJP and then extend support to Vijay's TVK, then Vijay might consider it, because AIADMK by itself has 47 MLAs and Vijay has 108. And if these two numbers come together, that makes it a solid alliance.
All right. Thank you very much, Dharini, for the moment, for joining us with your inputs. We'll keep coming back to you for more on the latest from Tamil Nadu. Now, amid this, viewers, Congress party has unfriended its ally DMK. MK Stalin reportedly is quite unhappy over the developments. DMK has called it a betrayal. Listen in.
This is backstabbing. The ink on which the returning officer's signature on the victory certificates has not even dried up, but the Congress has decided to go ahead and support TVK, and they're giving a reason which nobody will appreciate. They say we want to keep the BJP and the RSS at bay, and that is why we want to support TVK. I think any other excuse would have been a better excuse. Probably they wanted two ministerial berths, and that is why they want to do this. The only question is, how many times did Mr. Vijay attack the BJP or the RSS?
And here's how Congress party responded.
Unfortunate comments must look at the political reality of those things. And parties can be competing in states and still be partners and collaborators at the center. We do that with the communist parties. We compete with them in Kerala, but we collaborate in parliament. We compete with the TMC in Bengal. We collaborate in parliament. So it does not mean we can't collaborate in parliament.
And joining us on the broadcast right now are my guests to help us understand what is really happening in Tamil Nadu and what is going to happen next, given the kind of response we've got from sources in the Lok Bhavan. Anurag Naidu, political analyst, live with us. So is Kasturi Shankar, actor and activist. Khalikur Rahman, leader of the Congress Party. Also joining us is Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us here on Times Now on Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. Ms. Neerja Chaudhary, to you first. I mean, you know, on one hand, preparations are underway for a grand swearing-in ceremony. Invitations have been sent as well. But now there is another twist that has emerged. The governor reportedly is not satisfied with the numbers, the maths that has been shared. You know, what do you make of the developments and what can really happen in a situation like this?
I think your reporters have very ably pointed to the direction in which things might go. To get the Congress and the smaller parties alone does not give TVK the kind of comfort or stability that a government led by Vijay will need, because they're all newcomers. They've come, you know, in an absolute upsurge. They haven't had the experience, and they will be called to meet with huge expectations, particularly from young Tamil Nadu. They have, even children have, that Vijay reached out to, have compelled their parents to vote for Vijay. Of course, Gen Z has voted, and there was I would use the word craze for him, but he will have to deliver and deliver very quickly. Therefore, he will need experienced hands. So small parties by themselves are not good enough. And this move that AIADMK is split right down the middle on the question of supporting Vijay, and may get, if you're saying Mr. Shanmugam has the support of around 30 MLAs and they need 2/3 is only 32, that's just a little more to get. So I think ultimately that's the way things are going to go, because Vijay is not going to tie up with the DMK, having attacked it so vigorously. So I and you know, the other fascinating thing about Tamil Nadu, of course, is that it's voted so convincingly for change, but that it is a forerunner of change. In the past also it has been, whether it's social justice, whether it's midday meals, how you govern, how the development taking place, even, you know, the rice that's given is clean to eat, etc., etc. Today you have this guy, a complete newcomer. It wasn't the AIADMK BJP that filled that vacuum. It was a complete newcomer who filled that vacuum of an alternative to the DMK rule. And the people of Tamil Nadu have chosen a minority, a person from the minorities, to head that government. So it's fascinating, you know, Tamil Nadu, what's happening there, the churn. I think we need to understand. That's a sense one gets sitting in Delhi, needs to understand deeply what this churn actually signifies.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of interesting developments that have taken place, and I'll go across to Anurag Naidu as well. Now, Anurag Naidu, are we looking at a situation wherein it's going to be AIADMK that will perhaps unfriend BJP, just like Congress unfriended DMK and will support TVK?
Well, thank you for having me on the show, Heena. But that's a more smarter thing to do for AIADMK to survive. I don't know Vijay would be so open to having AIADMK as a whole supporting him, whether in or outside, because that would also mean that Vijay would give some kind of an oxygen for AIADMK to revive. I do not think Vijay really, I mean, any smart politician, if I were to be in his position, would not want to have a tripolar contest in the long term. I would probably try to make it a bipolar between Vijay and DMK, not give that space to AIADMK anymore. But getting AIADMK as a whole would not benefit Vijay in any political sense. What he would probably try to attempt, or what he would be more comfortable with, is 2/3 of AIADMK breaking in and joining, ditching the anti-defection law, coming and joining the TVK as a whole unit in the assembly, and that would probably be a solution that Vijay would be more interested to. That's where AIADMK as a party would more likely collapse for the near future, and it will be a bipolar contest between Vijay and DMK in the long long run. But I really don't understand the math of, how quickly they could get the support of Congress, 5 seats and another 4, 5, 3 seats. The left, I'm not sure if they've officially given a support, because as I'm given to understand,
nobody has officially given any support. They've reached out.
Exactly.
TVK has reached out to these parties.
It looks very fragile. It looks very fragile today. And I don't know what kind of a sense and confidence that they're trying to give it to the governor. I don't think this is a time where you need to rush. Yes, Vijay has got a very strong mandate. He is very popular. There are a lot of dreams on him, a lot of ambitions. But I think he needs to play smart and take some time and consolidate with the numbers, and then go and approach towards a government formation.
Okay. Khalikur Rahman, the charge against the Congress party is that for power, the grand old party has dumped its friend, political ally DMK, and has decided to support Vijay. I mean, it's not really going to make a lot of difference to Vijay because Congress only has 5 MLAs. So Vijay still needs support of more MLAs to reach that magic number. Your reaction?
Yeah, good evening, Heenaji, and to all my co-panelists. So this is not, for the sake of the power which the Congress has decided to extend the support to Mr. Vijay.
But if it's not for power, then why is the Congress party asking for 2 cabinet berths?
It is mainly for, the ideology. Because Mr. Vijay, in fact, is, the person who has fought against, the BJP and very strongly, and there's a strong mandate in his favor, though he's falling short of few seats. So the Congress, in fact, has taken a decision that it is a war of the ideology, and we have to support, Mr. Vijay to save the democracy in Tamil Nadu and to make sure that the rightist ideology is defeated, which in fact has been defeated by the people of Tamil Nadu. So we have to, in fact, respect the verdict of the people of the Tamil Nadu, and accordingly we have to, stand by Mr. Vijay in supporting him, actually.
Okay.
So it's not a power game as you are, putting it across.
Okay. I think Anurag Naidu wants to come in, but before that, let me quickly take opening comments from Kasturi Shankar as well. Kasturi Shankar, is it actually about ideology as being described by Mr. Khalikur Rahman? Because if you look at people's verdict, then that was given to an alliance of DMK and the Congress party. Congress and DMK did not contest separately. They did not fight separately in these elections. They were together.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head, Heena. All the votes that the Congress has got right now are votes that did not go to Vijay. They are actually pro-DMK votes. In fact, a lot of DMK people would have voted for the Congress candidate who has won and now has shifted allegiance to Vijay. So yes, that's a bit of a sticky wicket there. So this is not about ideology. However, I think in the greater scheme of things, Congress does want to have a presence. They do want to preempt the BJP in all forms and in all spaces, now that they have control over Karnataka and Telangana and Kerala as well. Tamil Nadu would be the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. So it makes absolute sense. So in a macro kind of way, I think the Congress does have some kind of political motivation to do this. I mean, ideology is a very positive word to use. But I think at the end of the day, it makes sense for the Congress to keep BJP completely out of the picture. So, yeah.
Anurag Naidu, is it just to ensure that BJP NDA is out of the picture? That's the reason why Congress party rushed in to quickly support TVK, even though, it just has 5 MLAs.
At least I did not see any sign of BJP trying to attempt to come into the game and try to create some kind of an alliance. And let me just declutter the ideology concept. The whole chunk of majority of the votes that Vijay got was anti-incumbency vote. Primarily, a very small chunk was their core supporters, but majority of it was anti-incumbency. That was anti-dispensation. Now, was it the votes that were only built up in the last 3-4 months? No. This anti-incumbency are the set of votes that gets built up over the last 3-4 years. And you must give credit to people like Annamalai also, who took to the streets and created that anti-dispensation sentiment. And then Vijay came in with a good packaging and a good, the demonstration and the trust of the people when he said that I am here as a serious contender to represent you if you are against the dispensation, and all these votes shifted to them. So essentially, Vijay was taking on the current dispensation led by DMK, where Congress was also part of the government. Now to say that ideologically we are aligned is something that I don't understand. Now, ideology, I don't know where the ideology things has come in. I think it's purely the math and the equation. Maybe Congress sees a value in the larger picture. But what would you do if tomorrow DMK doesn't support some of your bills in the parliament, some of the statement that you want them to make, and then they disassociate with their larger chunk of MPs in the parliament? Would you not then call, okay, it's a betrayal and backstabbing?
Okay.
So I think ideology has no space here.
Okay, Kasturi wants to respond, then Khaliqur Rahman very quickly, then I'll go across to Ms. Neerja.
Yeah, Mr. Naidu, there's one part of what he said which I agree with completely, which is ideology has no space in Congress machinations. There is no question of an ideological misalignment because they don't have one. So that question does not arise. That said, this is going to be an issue. Let's not forget context. Let's not forget that the Congress leadership in Tamil Nadu was against the Congress going with the TVK before election. So they are having a storm in a teacup. Today I'm seeing those self-same leaders actually being spokesperson of the Tamil Nadu Congress.
Okay, Khaliqur Rahman, how will you like to respond?
It's a comedy.
See, though we have not fought in alliance with TVK, we didn't. But the TVK mainly has fought against the AIADMK and the BJP, in fact, and he has not once in every speech he has, in fact, very categorically said and talked about the ideology of the BJP. So and he said that I'm not the one. And not in the recent election also, but even when he met Rahul Gandhi in 2009, and at that time also, in fact, even though he was not into politics, but he had the political inclination, and he is very clear right from the day one that he is going against the BJP. That talks about the ideology. What is ideology? Ideology is the one which the BJP is practicing, which is the rightist ideology, which is the divisive ideology, and the Congress's ideology is the inclusive ideology, which even the Vijay is talking about the inclusiveness.
Okay. Ms. Neerja Chaudhary, is that the reason why Rahul Gandhi, during campaigning also, never ever criticized Vijay? In fact, he extended his support for Vijay. Remember, during that entire Jan Nayagan controversy. And do you think instead of a Khichdi coalition that, we are looking at right now as an option, perhaps AIADMK taking support of AIADMK or its breakaway faction is going to be better for Vijay?
Yeah, it will definitely give it stability. Otherwise, you have parties with 4, 5, 2, 3, that kind of a thing, which is not a very happy situation for Vijay. But yes, you're right. During the campaign or in the early stages, Rahul Gandhi was very keen to align with Vijay's TVK and not with the DMK. But then it was said that Mrs. Sonia Gandhi spoke to MK Stalin and the things were worked out. But remember, Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Stalin did not campaign on the same platform at all.
Yes.
Even though Rahul Gandhi was there.
And they were together as brothers during Bihar elections.
So I think what we are seeing is the beginning of major realignments in Tamil Nadu.
In Tamil Nadu, that will have a national impact as well. We leave it there. Thank you very much, all of you. Appreciate you for joining us here on this edition of Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. Heading into a short break.